Hey there, Eric with you. Thank you so much for joining me. I just wanted to speak to you today regarding sleep deprivation with children. And unfortunately, children are not getting enough sleep. It's increasing also, statistically speaking, the number of children who are not getting the proper amount of sleep is increasing or has been increasing in the past decade. And unfortunately, when children do not get enough sleep, it can lead to a host of health conditions. Very, very, very serious health conditions. I listed some here. Um, with sleep deprivation, these are all strongly linked with not getting enough sleep for children. So, obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, depression, attention deficit disorders, poor grades in school, drug and alcohol abuse, and these get really scary too. I mean, these are enough in themselves, but then we get to the bottom here. Motor vehicle accidents and fatalities with teenagers, strongly linked with sleep deprivation, and even suicide and suicide attempts has now been correlated with poor sleep patterns for children. So you can see how important sleep is. I remember as younger kids with my kids how diligent we were in making sure they got their sleep, or even as infants made sure they had their naps. I mean, that was priority number one. And as unfortunately as children are getting older now, that priority is no longer there, and all these conditions are rapidly increasing. And again, many of these can be prevented or at least lessened if we are really, really, really strict and make sure that our children are getting enough sleep each night. Um, Most research now is indicating that children 6 to 12 years old need, on a consistent basis, 9 to 12 hours of sleep per night. And older kids 13 to 18, need at least 8, but preferably or more optimally 10 hours of sleep tonight. So again, 9 to 12 hours for 6 to 12-year-olds, and 8 to 10 hours for 13 to 18-year-olds. And this simply is not happening. And check this number out. It's been estimated that 73% of children are not getting the required amount of sleep that they need, that is necessary. And that again is leading into all these different types of problems that are now at an epidemic proportion. And even more concerning is 23% of middle schoolers get 6 hours or less a night. That's 23% of middle schoolers, and 43% of high schoolers are getting 6 hours or less a night. So they're not even scratching the surface of what is required, what is necessary for them. So you can start to see how this is just formulating and again leading, stemming all these conditions that children are now afflicted with. And also these conditions are rapidly increasing. So we look at all this, and it's just the basics, what we can do to help children. We need to get them out. We need to get them outside. You know, so many kids now are in school all day, then they come home to homework, they're on their electronic devices all day. So many kids are not even getting out in the sun anymore. And the benefits of being outside and exercising, getting vitamin D from the sun, producing melatonin, are so beneficial and can really help a child get more quality sleep also. Um, so many more kids now are drinking caffeinated products also. Coffee, I see so many more kids drinking coffee. Gosh, when I was a kid, I don't think I can remember any of my friends drinking coffee, but it's become very popular, of course. We have all the coffee shops now. It's become almost a social thing with kids going to Starbucks now and drinking a lot of caffeinated products. So we really want to try to get the kids off of the caffeine to help improve their sleep. Even some of the high energy drinks like Red Bulls now have become very popular with teenagers. And again, this is just going to cause more and more difficulty with their sleep patterns, even the type of foods kids are eating now. Um, we want to try to get kids eating at an earlier time. A lot of children now are eating later in the evening, and it's very difficult to get quality sleep if your body is in a state of digestion. So ideally, we want to have our kids stop eating 3 hours before they go to bed. Also, if they eat earlier, they're a lot less likely to get up maybe later in the evening and start snacking. So depending on the schedules, we really want to try to reinforce eating at earlier times. I spoke of it earlier, but electronic devices. So many kids now go to sleep with their phone in their face or their laptop, and these devices emit a blue light. And it's been found through research that this blue light emitted from devices can actually cause harm to our circadian rhythm when we sleep. So it does not allow us to get into different cycles of sleeping from being on these devices. So we really want to try to restrict those devices in the evening. And finally, just modeling too, if as parents, if we can show our children how important sleep is by what we do, by again following these suggestions, eating earlier, getting out in the sun, restricting caffeinated products, getting off our devices. If we can show this, if we can model these types of behaviors for our children, they will certainly be more apt to follow suit of what we're doing, mimicking our behavior. So again, very, very important topic, sleep deprivation. These numbers again are really eye-opening, and I just want to reiterate the point that so many of these conditions can be prevented. That sleep is that important that it can affect kids in these types of manners. So I hope this helps you. I hope it really, really brings this to your attention. If you can pass this on to as many parents as you know, that would be great. Also, if you can like this video, it will just get it out to more and more people, of course. And if you like this content, I'm going to be making many more videos. You can also subscribe. That would be great. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.